Let's take a look at how to multiply 3 or more numbers up to 100. A fast food chain uses plastic straws. The straws come in 18 different colors. Each package contains 15 straws of each color. How many plastic straws are there in 18 packages? Okay, well, if there's 18 different colors and each package has 15 straws of each color, we would want to say 18 times 15 to tell us the number of straws in each package. Since there's 18 packages, I'm going to multiply that by 18 to find out the total number of straws in all of the packages. So I've got 18 times 15 times 18. Okay, well, since these are two-digit numbers, you might want to set this up and say, okay, 18 times 15. Well, 5 times 8 is 40, so I'm going to write the 0, bring over the 4. 5 times 1 is 5, plus the 4 I brought over is 9. Now, before I multiply by the 1, I have to make sure to put a 0 in the ones place, since this 1 is in the tens place. And then I can multiply. 1 times 8 is 8, and 1 times 1 is 1. We already used that. And then I'm going to add the numbers in each column. Well, 0 plus 0 is 0. 9 plus 8 is 17. So I'm going to write the 7, carry the 1, and 1 and 1 is 2. Okay, so far, 18 times 15 gave us 270. And then we still have to take that number and multiply it by 18. Okay, well, 8 times 0 is 0. 8 times 7 is 56, so I'm going to put the 6 and bring over the 5. And 8 times 2 is 16, plus the extra 5 gives me 21. Okay, and I'm going to cross this 5 out so I don't let that confuse me in the next part. Now, this 1 is in the tens place, so I have to make sure to put a 0 in the ones place before I multiply. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 7 is 7. And 1 times 2 is 2. And then what I can do is add the numbers in each column. 0 plus 0 is 0. 6 plus 0 is 6. 1 plus 7 is 8. And 2 plus 2 is 4. Okay, so that means altogether there should have been 4,860 straws. Omelets are the perfect dinner party food. Alyssa has 12 guests, and each guest wants 18 omelets. If each omelet contains 18 eggs, how many eggs must Alyssa have in her fridge to feed all of her dinner guests? Well, wow, these are a lot of eggs in each omelet and a lot of omelets for each person. But okay, let's say her 12 guests are each going to eat 18 omelets. Okay, well then we would have to say 12 times 18 to figure out how many omelets she has to make. If each omelet contains 18 eggs, I would have to multiply that by 18 to figure out the total number of eggs that she needs. Okay, so first, let's say what is 18 times 12? Right, I'm just going to multiply the two numbers together. And again, it doesn't matter. You can say 12 times 18 or 18 times 12, right? I'm just multiplying those first two numbers together. Okay, well, 2 times 8 is 16. So I'm going to put the 6 and carry the 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus that extra 1 is 3. I'm going to put a 0 in the ones place because when I multiply by this 1, it's really a 10, right? It's in the tens place. So 1 times 8 is 8, and 1 times 1 is 1. And then from here, I'm going to need to add up the numbers in each column. So 6 plus 0 is 6. 3 plus 8 is 11, so I'm going to put 1 and carry the 1, and 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay, so notice that was only the first two numbers, right? I multiplied 12 times 18 to get 216. I still have to take that 216 and multiply it by 18 to get my whole answer here. Okay, so let's multiply one more time. 216 times 18. And let's multiply that out. Okay, 8 times 6 is 48. So I'm going to write the 8, bring the 4 over into my next column. 8 times 1 is 8, plus the extra 4 makes it 12. So 2, carry the 1. 8 times 2 is 16, plus that 1 is 17. Okay, I'm going to cross out these numbers so I don't think the ones that I carried from that problem, so they're not confusing me in the next part. Since this 1 is in the tens place, I have to put a 0 in the ones place before I multiply. And then 1 times 6 gives me 6. 1 times 1 gives me 1. And 1 times 2 gives me 2. And then finally, my final step is to add up the numbers in each column, right? Because this was 8 times 216, and this was 10 times 216. So I want to add them together to get the whole thing, 18 times 216. Okay, well, 8 plus 0 is 8. 2 plus 6 is 8. 7 plus 1, also 8. And 1 plus 2 is 3. Okay, so that is a lot of eggs, 3,888 eggs. When buying paint, you can mix 3 different colors together. There are 4 base colors, 6 secondary colors, and 20 pre-made colors. If you're allowed to mix 1 color from each group together to form a new color, how many colors could you make? Okay, so 1 color from each group means we're mixing the 3. The 3 colors we're mixing are the 4 bases, the 6 secondary, and the 20 pre-made colors. So that's what we're going to have to multiply together, right? 4 bases. Well, if we want to know how many ways could we combine the base and secondary colors, well, we could multiply that together to say 4 times 6. But we could also mix each one of those combinations with one of the 20 pre-made colors. So we would have to multiply that by 20. Okay, so and notice this 3 is not multiplied. This is just talking about a combination of these 3 things. I already accounted for those 3 things that we're combining. Okay, well first, if I multiply 6 times 4, that's going to give me 24. So I have 24 times 20. Now, I could write this out the long way, but the nice thing about multiplying by 20 is I can think of it as multiplying by 2 and then just add a 0 on my answer. So 24 times 2 would give me 48. And then to make that times 20, I can just add a 0 on the end. So there's 480 different ways I could combine those colors.